Good afternoon, everyone. And whoever was meeting me just before that and telling me that you have a talk coming up, they're like, right after the lunch, you have a big task to do. So yeah, I have a big task here that you all should not doze off. So yeah, I want to take you back to 2010. It was my PhD research time, okay? And one of my research got funded, and it was the first time any research was getting funded. I was super excited. It was for five-star hotel industry in India. Okay, so big names, Marriott, Taj Hotels, ITC group of hotels. I was meeting the senior folks working there and asking them about, I have engineering and management background, so always I'm interested in topics which are at the intersection of data and marketing. Okay, so there they get to express that we have large amount of data available because being in hotel industry, person who checks out, we always ask them to fill something, either an email form or hard copy format, and you all would agree that you all also must have taken such surveys. And these are big names. I have big expectations that they would share that this is how we channelize our data. This is how we use our data for future decision making. And here these senior folks are expressing that we have large amount of data available, but seriously, Priyanka, we do not know how to use the data or how to make the best use of data. Okay, this was 2010. Fast forward, the destiny brought me to US, and I was working with St. Mary's College of California in 2017 then. And there again, we were doing a research project, and there also talking to senior folks, and these are media professionals now, okay? And media professionals, there's this huge data available because of social media having its interplay these days. And here again, they express their serious concern that we have large amount of data available, but we do not know how to use it. So from that time, 2010, 2017 to 2023 now, I have always been excited about learning more and more and more about how businesses can drive strategic insights from data, and that is my talk for today. And I bring to the table how to teach applied courses like this. Yes, there is need of businesses using data for driving business outcomes, but when we have to train our future leaders in the class, making them understand how to use such courses, what would be the best practice to do so? So, very warm welcome. I'm Priyanka Shrivastava. Currently, I'm working with HULT International Business School. HULT has its campuses in London, Boston, San Francisco, Dubai as our main campuses. And I teach this course, Business Insights Through Data, pretty much on different programs. We have MBA cohort, MBEN cohort, Masters of International Business cohort. And I'm coming right now to attend the conference from the San Francisco campus. There is where we live and we're based out of. And I have also taught this course in Flex MBA format, which means the format was hybrid in nature, okay? So students all across the globe, not stationed in one of our campuses, not doing any exchange program on our campus, but taking our program online through Flex MBA program. So this is my talk discussing what are my key learnings in teaching an applied course like Business Insights Through Data. And I know I'm talking in front of stalwarts, so please feel free to pitch in your thoughts, your inputs on, on teaching courses like this. Now, I said the recent course was Flex MBA in hybrid format. When we hear word hybrid for courses, what comes to your mind? Mm-hmm. Multiple modalities. Yes, thank you so much for your input. It's not one thing. Mm-hmm. Different time zones, different ways. Yes. Um, sorry? Yeah, yeah. So here I would like to bring in, my learning from flipped classroom method, which again I call it as a, as a method where we all would agree that we are sharing our resources to them to come prepared to the classes, be it videos, be it cases, be it prep work to do, and then come to the class. In class, it would be completely hands-on working exercises, okay? So that also is a great way to build in a course, applied course like this, where we are bringing in a flipped classroom method, uh, giving them videos to prepare. All the videos largely were designed by me, recorded, and then shared with them, okay? Now, before we start talking on the approach, the key learning objectives of the course were like this. We were to discuss about the understanding of how data and analytics are being used to drive business decisions, okay? We also, in the process, had to appreciate the role of a manager in order to frame hypothesis and the importance of framing it right, interpreting results, and formulating actionable insights and recommendations to the decision makers. And last but not the least, communicating the results the right way. Okay, so the course also had a great data storing aspect to it. What comes to it? We all want them to be a great leader, and a great leader needs to be a great communicator, definitely. Okay, so the importance of bringing in communication, element of communication, was a key learning objective here. The course provided practical learning of the tools like Excel or Tableau, and I'm going to emphasize more on what we did with Tableau there. The large aspect of framing this course objective was framing it around analytical translators. This term is coined by McKinsey recently, which says data-savvy business experts who are proficient in analytics, and this is the need of the hour right now. And very important to note, the course was targeted to both people who had no technical background, absolutely no dealing with numbers before. They were coming from areas like language, arts, but they were great communicators. And we also had students falling on the other end of the spectrum, which were highly technical background. They have done engineering, absolutely comfortable with numbers, and they were the people who would enjoy dealing with numbers. So people falling on both the spectrums, and when you have such setup and you have to teach a course which using tools and which emphasizes a number, then how to pull in both the group of people together which are falling on the wide spectrum of understanding how students are. So student experiences. As I mentioned, flipped classroom approach was one of the key aspects of designing this course. And to make it as a flipped classroom approach, we had videos which were used to make them prepare to come to the class. So they would first see me. So it's not that they're meeting me for the time that they are spending with me in the class, but they are watching my videos, coming prepared with the topic to see the application of the topic in the class. Okay, this also made them to understand the aspect that we were saying, that this had novices as well as people from technical background, people who had no technical background, who wanted some more time to understand aspects of these critical tools, coding aspect, visualizing aspect, and so on and so forth. They could actually spend time in their self-paced learning format to understand these tools. Okay, so self-paced lab sessions, we used to call them, where lab sessions were dedicated hours that they would spend outside classroom preparing for this self-paced video sessions, okay? Case studies, definitely to develop their further domain expertise. Case studies, we all know the the great resources that Harvard offers, that Stuckent offers, that we get from Case Center. But here, being in the Bay Area, I started tapping to the companies, reaching out to them, and requesting them if they can share their data sets for students to get hands-on understanding. And very happy to share that companies like Airbnb, companies like Tableau, and various other startups were ready to share their data for students to work on. So they had real practical case studies which were based on data sets to work on. Okay. We definitely had hands-on knowledge development on tools like Tableau, Excel, R, and very, very, very important, Kaggle gives a great data sources for us, and they have very great competitions. These competitions were like, they were the stepping stone of creating the student experience and engagement, and driving, their interest altogether. Coding Dojo was the name given. I have a 10-year-old daughter who is green belt in karate now, and that exposed me to the concept of dojo and how disciplined and how so many things that we can learn from it. That brought this term that I coined in my in my course as well, Coding Dojo, where students were actually competing against each other. And I made small groups of students where, and these groups were as small as 3 students in a group, where 2 people from non-technical background, one person from a technical background, and they doing together, competing against each other, doing it as a coding dojo, and doing student-led analysis of the data sets that we are getting from the industry. Now, there was a real pressure in terms of how to bring in and make everyone absolutely comfortable to learn courses like Tableau and R on these platforms where students are not comfortable with dealing with numbers. And in HALT, we have some very short-term courses. So this course is also taught in a format where I'm meeting students only 7 times, and each time I'm meeting, the class is 3 hours long. Okay, so the self-paced learning method, the video, the flipped classroom method really helped for them to come prepared and to develop their expertise and then come for the discussion. Okay. The other piece that helps very well is giving them starter code, okay? And very shortly, I have a picture of starter code coming up for you. So it's like, think about a sheet where some things are given to them, and then some things comes as a fill up the blanks for them to do, okay? So a starter code to start with and to give and to make them comfortable would be shared with the students, and then so the fill up the blanks aspect evolved in the process. When we started, we had more, we have more pieces of information already given to them to make them comfortable. And as we graduated, in the middle of the program, the end of the program, the length of fill up the blanks increased. Okay, so that starter code really helped. As I said, in Bay Area, we have this opportunity of reaching out to companies. So that advantage worked well with Tableau. I reached out to them. I said, look, these are going to be future leaders, and can be a captive audience for you. If they are comfortable with the platform and they have the expertise, when they join companies tomorrow, you are sure that they would be using their platform. Okay, and this was a large cohort. Okay, 85 students in 2 different cohorts going through the course. So Tableau really saw an advantage, going on there. So they gave discounted coupons for their Tableau certification. So Tableau already has a lot of certification programs listed in its official site that students can go through, but it gave discounted tickets of Tableau certification for students to go through. Okay, so that again, and when you do that certification, Tableau mails them a batch that they can put it in their LinkedIn profiles, okay? So that again was a driving factor that, okay, we are getting something out of it, which is making us employable, which is making us industry ready, which is also giving us a batch which we can showcase right after the course gets over, okay? So that was there, and in-class group business challenges worked really well. So when I say that students would come prepared to the class, when they would come to the class, they would come to handle business challenges, okay, which were part of the case studies given. So here are, this is the snapshot of the starter code given to them, okay? I have covered starter codes, short instructional videos. When I say flipped classroom videos, it's really important that the length of the video, what is the length of the video we keep. So it has to be, less than 10 minutes for sure. And if at all the topic permits you, keep it as short as less than 5 minutes. That resonates best with students. Interactive lab sessions, they were very happy with their lab sessions. They were very happy with their Kaggle competitions. And for most of my sessions, the seven meeting format sessions that I'm talking about, either we would start the class with a leaderboard, present here, okay, like this, showing their ranking, how are they doing, how are they placed, and mapped in terms of their other students, other cohort members. And or we would end it with leaderboard. Leaderboard really kept them engaged and excited and to track and to be always ready to give their best. These are some of the coding dojo, which I shared how I coined this word and my love toward karate and dojos, how it started. Coding dojo, for some courses, I really have to think, when I teach other courses also, as to what should I do to make the unique student experience, to make their experience really count and to keep them engaged. Coding Dojo definitely was a star, experience creator there as to how to learn, and the best way to implement is having small team size and understanding the team dynamics as well. Like one of the dynamics that really played well in this role is their technical and non-technical background. I also took into consideration where are they coming from. We have a diverse group of students coming into HULT because of our campuses on different parts of the world, and we have exchange program going. So we made sure that students from different nationalities are grouped together, mapped together to have a diverse environment playing its role there. Kaggle competitions, you would see how engaged they are, how they're using the meeting rooms, the breakout rooms. They use there, right from sharing a common screen to using, the wall to share what they have come up with and the challenges that they are going to solve. Kaggle competition definitely can be replaced by the concepts like codeathon, hackathons, or make it time interplay, in between, make it time constraint, and have them a serious deliverable to come in, which can be quantified well. If any assignment can be set up in that well, then it clicks well and works well with the students. I'm being cognizant of the time. Very quickly, I would like to bring the attention to the Flex MBA format of delivering this course and what worked well there. Zoom definitely comes with its own advantage of using polls, chats, breakout rooms. What helped here is organizing small group meetings, okay? Where you are making sure that the course is extended outside the classroom hours also. So you're meeting them in a small group meeting setup, okay? And you are showing up also at the meeting, sometimes as a cold show up. They don't know about it. Sometimes they are aware that you're going to join them. But making sure that students are participating even outside classroom, they're taking the discussion, they're extending your course outside the classroom meeting hours, and making sure that the discussions of the cases, the discussion of the competitions are happening before they come to the class, okay, so that they are better prepared. Now, for the group meetings, when you are not joining as a person, and we are all, humans as instructors, so it cannot be possible that we are there everywhere meeting in person when the group meetings are happening. But what certainly helped is tracking, keeping track with things like, which are as simple as Google Forms. So they are keying in their inputs on Google Forms while the discussion is going on, while the key insights they are deriving in their group meeting activities, and real-time basis, they are keying the inputs in the Google form, and I'm making sure that I'm also giving them some input here and there when this is going on, okay? So, so that certainly helped. Even for Flex MBA, where students are meeting in different time zones, keeping track of their Google meeting and making sure that it is of a value to them and they are driving key insights through those meetings. Google Forms, discussion forums. I also launched Slack channel for my courses that also make sure that I'm rightly extending the concepts discussed in the classroom to outside classroom understanding, okay? Competition helps, which I have spoken in great details. Other platforms like Mentimeters, polls everywhere are great resources to be used both in hybrid format and in in-person format to drive student experience. Course assessment. I know learning is most important, but nevertheless, students are always interested in how are we going to assessing them? How can they make sure that they earn good grades in that particular course? And so the course assessment, the class participation has a huge component there. Okay, 40% of it was class participation to make sure that yes, they're coming prepared. Because if you're making it as a flipped classroom, if you're giving onus to them to watch your videos, to have those concepts generated and then coming to the classroom, then it is really important that you make it count. So that made sure that they're coming prepared. Okay, I had quizzes, 10% of it was quizzes. These were largely surprise quizzes, again, giving the importance for the preparedness of them when they come to the course. Okay, the take-home case study was 20%. 20% was group projects, which was why group meetings were important, and for them to work in groups were important. Okay. When the deliverable of the group project was they recording their presentation and submitting it to me, okay? Again, the 7 meeting format was so small that I couldn't schedule their presentation in the classroom. So they recorded it and they submitted it to me. One recording, the recording of each group would go to every other group also for them to watch. And after they watching it, they are going to be giving each group top 3 things that they need to be considered when they work next for the project, or some inputs, some key inputs for them. Okay, so this group project led to 5% of peer grading, okay, and 5% of self-grading. And this worked really well, where students, after submitting their videos, after doing everything, after doing all the hard work, they are grading themselves. And again, pointing out top 3 things that they could have improved on. Okay, and this really is, again, very close to my heart to see how much of efforts they put in, and then how it takes so much of strength to say that, Professor, this I could have improved on. Okay, and so peer grading, self-grading, again, was great. There was bonus marks for Tableau certification. So just by getting discounted codes, my task was not over. My task was to to encourage them, to inspire them to really take certification, get Tableau certified, have that badge, showcased on their profiles and really being industry ready. So to keep them motivated, there was bonus marks for Tableau certification. So that was about the course assessment. Some do's and don'ts quickly. I know I'm running short of time. So do's, pre-class preparation is really important for such courses like Business Insight to Data. Prepare students. Flipped classroom worked really well with me. And when we open for Q&A, I would definitely like to know some of the ways that you use. And then videos definitely played a huge role, but we definitely have to use various media to, models and frameworks to have them prepared. So articles, games, videos, case studies are some other methods. During classroom, I took serious consideration into action for this course, where no single format would be going in with students for more than 10 minutes, okay? So to break the format that you're using in the class, polls, Q&A, chat for the flex, classroom hours. And this chat was also modulated, was also taken into consideration for 40% class participation. If you're saying the class participation is so huge, we definitely have to quantify it also. Okay, so it needs to be objective way of doing, and chat played a huge role. Student-led hours are again, great way to bring the monotony of what is happening in the class and giving the onus to students to lead and to drive meaningful, insights for the course. Breakout rooms competition played well. What I definitely learned from this course is the importance of reflection, the importance of discussion forum, the importance of channels, Slack channels, and the importance of extending what they're learning in the classroom to outside classroom hours, so that your course is constantly in their mind, constantly you're making sure that they give their best, even when they walk out of the class, thinking about you, trying to improve in your subject, okay? And last don't, the technology definitely have a huge interplay in our classroom, and with ChatGPT, things are going to evolve big time. But what I feel is there doesn't need to be obsessed with the technology. The simple thing of even telling them in a Flex MBA format on the chat that you are going to be up next to answer a question certainly helps. Bringing that human touch definitely helps. And when you are doing a video recording and making them to come prepared for the class, we definitely have to make sure that we don't cover similar materials in the physical setup. No. Then it would defeat the purpose of we creating all that. Okay, so I'm well on time. I open the forum for any questions that you may have or any insights for me, please. Thank you so much for your time. And I'm really honored to be here amongst you all. Thank you so much.